If you know the strongest race in Dragon Ball, think again. Spoiler, it's not the Saiyans. And no, it's not Frieza's race either. Today, we're diving deep into the 20 strongest races in Dragon Ball, from the weakest to the strongest of them all. Get ready, because some of these will blow your Power Scouter to pieces. Alright, let's begin. Starting at number 20, the Cerealians. The Cerealians are what you get when sharpshooting meets god-tier eyesight. These guys don't throw punches, they snipe pressure points from across the battlefield. Granola is the perfect example. With one wish, he became the strongest mortal in Universe 7, at least temporarily. He fought toe-to-toe with both Ultra Instinct Goku and Ultra Ego Vegeta, and while his power came from a Dragon Ball wish, it was built on the already insane precision and fighting potential of his race. Imagine a whole army of granolas. Scary thought. At number 19, the Heaters. They may look like space accountants, but don't be fooled. These guys are cutthroat strategists with access to both Dragon Balls and brutal transformations. Their biggest threat? Gas. After making a wish, he became even stronger than Granola, at least for a while. He didn't just overpower Goku and Vegeta, he toyed with them. And that was before he unlocked even more berserker-like forms. They were a rare example of brains and brawn. Ruthless, clever, and dangerously underestimated. At number 18, the Tuffles. Remember Baby from Dragon Ball GT? Yep, this is his race. The Tuffles were a tech-obsessed species wiped out by the Saiyans, but before they went down, they created some of the most terrifying science in the franchise. Baby wasn't just strong, he could infect, possess, and amplify his hosts, and when he took over Vegeta, he nearly beat Goku in Super Saiyan 4 form. They may be extinct, but their legacy is pure nightmare fuel. Think virus plus vengeance plus Vegeta equals terrifying combo. At number 7, the Metal Men. At first glance, just big silver rock people. But don't let the metallic exterior fool you, these guys are tanks. Vegeta couldn't land any physical damage on one without hurting himself. They're insanely durable, immune to conventional punches, and they can launch lava-based energy attacks from their mouths. Oh, and their one weakness? Insults. Seriously. They shut down emotionally if you call them a mean name. So yeah, they're built like tanks, but break like egos. At number 16, Toki Toki's race. Okay, this one's a deep cut from Dragon Ball Xenoverse, but it's too important to ignore. Toki Toki is a divine bird whose mere existence stabilizes the entire timeline. Gods of time protect him. Supreme Kais listen to him, and villains want to capture or destroy him to unravel reality itself. He doesn't fight, but he doesn't need to. He is the timeline. Mess with Toki Toki and the multiverse falls apart. At number 15, Demons. No, not edgy fan OCs. We're talking about actual Demon Realm elites like Dabura and Mira. Dabura was the king of the Demon Realm and strong enough to spar with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. His spit could turn people into stone, and his magic was enough to scare Supreme Kais. Then you've got Mira and Toa in the expanded lore, time-traveling, energy-absorbing, universe-breaking maniacs. Their race thrives in chaos, magic, and manipulation. One-on-one, they might not dominate, but their broken abilities make them top-tier threats. At number 14, Wizards. Let's get this one out of the way. Babidi, not a fighter, but his mind control almost made Majin Vegeta destroy everything. Wizards in Dragon Ball don't brawl, they command. They control titans, summon monsters, and manipulate energy in ways that completely bypass power scaling. Their threat isn't raw strength, it's what they unleash. If Babidi hadn't been so obsessed with revenge, he could have turned the whole Z-Fighter squad into Majins and called it a day. At number 13, Jiren's race. Okay, we don't know much about Jiren's species, but we know Jiren, and that's enough. He doesn't transform, he doesn't rely on tricks, he doesn't use Ultra Instinct, and he still forced Goku to unlock it. That says everything about his base strength, and more importantly, the potential of his race. If there are even a few more like Jiren in his universe, they might be the sleeping titans of the multiverse. At number 12, Namekians. Don't sleep on the Namekians. Yeah, Piccolo's the poster boy, but this entire race is full of tricks. They can regenerate, fuse, create Dragon Balls, and they've mastered both martial arts and magic. Nail, Kami, Guru, each brought something different to the table. And when Namekians fuse, they don't just stack power, they combine their very souls into a new being. If Saiyans are the warriors, Namekians are the sages, and they've survived some of the darkest moments in Dragon Ball history. Breaking into the top 10, we have the Kais. These guys are the architects of existence. The core people are born from the world tree on the sacred world of the Kais. From there, a lucky few become Supreme Kais, being tasked with creating life across the universe. That's right, while gods of destruction destroy, Supreme Kais build reality. And they're not pushovers either. Elder Kai helped unlock Gohan's mystic form. Shin teleports across galaxies with ease. They don't go full Dragon Ball Brawler very often, but their cosmic authority and magical potential make them serious contenders. Without them, there'd be no Dragon Balls, no balance, no universes. Enough said. At number 9, Assassins. They don't have a name, but they don't need one, because one word says it all. Hit. Representing Universe 6, Hit is the embodiment of lethal efficiency. He's not a Super Saiyan, he's not a god, he's just better. With his time skip technique, Hit freezes moments in combat and lands perfect hits before his enemies can blink. He literally improves in the middle of a fight. By adapting, evolving, and extending his time skip, he overwhelmed Super Saiyan Blue Goku until Goku had to predict the future just to land a punch. If Hit is a sample of what his race is capable of, imagine an entire planet of him. Yeah, good luck. At number 8, androids. Not your typical race, but they've earned this spot through raw performance. Android 17 and 18 were built by Gero, and they've gone on to become some of the most iconic powerhouses in the franchise. Infinite energy, limitless stamina, and no key signature, making them invisible to even the best energy sensors. And then there's Cell, a bio-android with Saiyan DNA, Namekian regeneration, and Frieza's ruthlessness. Even after he blew himself up, he came back stronger than before. In Dragon Ball Super, Android 17 soloed entire forest planets and went toe-to-toe with some of the toughest opponents in the Tournament of Power. As a species, androids are the perfect fusion of human ingenuity and universal destruction. At number 7, Frieza's race. Few races carry this much raw menace in their DNA. Frieza's race, often referred to as Frost Demons or Arcosians, are born with power levels that most beings couldn't achieve in a lifetime. Frieza never even trained until Resurrection F, and when he did, he unlocked Golden Frieza in just 4 months. 4 months. Let that sink in. Cooler and Frost only add to the hype, showing alternate timelines or universes where their race dominates entire galaxies. And with every transformation, they don't just grow stronger, they become deadlier, smarter, colder, literally and metaphorically. These guys aren't just kings, they're galactic emperors. At number 6, Saiyans. You knew they had to be high on the list, and here they are. The Saiyan race is built for battle. They evolve in real time. Every time a Saiyan takes damage, survives, and heals, they get stronger. That's the Zenkai boost. Add to that the ridiculous amount of transformations from Great Ape to Super Saiyan God, Blue, Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego, yeah, it never ends. Let's not forget Goku, Vegeta, Broly, and Gohan, each of them pushing the boundaries of what's possible for this race. The only reason Saiyans aren't higher? They have limits. Until they break them. Over and over again. At number 5, Beerus's race. We don't know what Beerus is exactly, but what we do know, he's a walking apocalypse. Beerus can erase planets, people, or gods with a flick of his finger. His Hakai technique literally nullifies existence. He's fast enough to dodge attacks from Ultra Instinct Goku while yawning. And this isn't just about Beerus. If there are others like him, then his entire species deserves this top 5 slot. We saw hints in the manga of beings with similar destructive potential tied to the God of Destruction system. Even Whis said Goku and Vegeta haven't scratched the surface of Beerus' power. That's how wide the gap still is. At number 4, Zeno's guards. Silent, stoic, mysterious, and absolutely terrifying. Zeno's 2 attendants are always at his side, and no one, not even gods of destruction, dare to mess with them. They don't talk, they don't fight, but their presence alone speaks volumes. Now here's the twist. They're not just guards. They might belong to the same race as the Grand Priest, who is arguably one of the top 3 strongest beings in existence. And if that's true, then these guys aren't just guards, they're divine enforcers, capable of bending reality to their will while protecting the literal king of everything. At number 3, Divine Dragons. This is where things stop being fighters and become forces of reality. Dragons like Shenron and Porunga can grant almost any wish, but then there's Super Shenron, summoned by the Super Dragon Balls, each the size of a planet. This guy can do anything. Resurrect multiverses, rewrite time, bring back erased gods. He literally undid Zeno's erasure of an entire universe. Dragons may not train, they don't punch or kick, but they shape reality itself. That's a different kind of power entirely. At number 2, Angels. If Ultra Instinct is the goal, then Angels start there. Whis doesn't just train Goku and Vegeta, he outclasses them so badly that he can knock them both out without breaking a sweat. He dodges everything, he reverses time, he warps space. He's calm, gentle, and unbeatable. Then there's Vados, Kusu, and the Grand Priest, the father of all angels. It's heavily implied that the Grand Priest is second only to Zeno in the multiverse. They don't fight for sport, they maintain balance. When an angel steps in, the rules change. And finally, at number 1, Zeno. Let's not pretend this was a surprise. Zeno is the Omni King, the supreme ruler of everything. Universes? He can erase them like apps off a phone. Planets? gone. Timelines, doesn't care. And the scariest part, he's not angry. He's childlike. He deletes things because he's bored, not because they threaten him. We don't even know if he has a race, but if he does, they would be omnipotent. Zeno doesn't throw hands. He doesn't need to, because no one dares raise a fist when one button press could wipe out everything you've ever known. He's not the final boss, he's the game master. So there it is, 20 of the strongest races in Dragon Ball, ranked. Which race do you think is the most underrated? Drop it in the comments. Until next time, stay powered up.